Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm thankful that we can all spend a little bit of time together helping grow each other's channels with YouTube channel audits. Let's do this!
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube tool, the YouTube channel, and the YouTube Learning Academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. And I'm going to say this up front right now. This is going to be a monetization update policy free zone. We're not talking about that stuff for the next 2 hours. What we're talking about is getting you to that point where you can monetize your own content and earn something from it. And I could not do this without my regular gaggle of people who I'm going to welcome on screen now. Usually you would say two's company, three's a crowd, four's a riot, and we are welcoming this week 4 people onto the live stream channel audits. And the first one we're welcoming back is Jeff. Hello, Jeff. How are you? Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me back, man.
Oh, you sound so excited to be here. Is Dan, are you any more excited?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. And Travis, what's your excitement levels right now?
This is going to be easy. I win.
With
excitement.
4 out of 10 excitement there. All right. We're going to do some shout outs to everybody in the chat. Folks, simple. What are you thankful for? But you've only got one word to express that thankfulness. All right. And we're going to read out some of those people who are thankful for blank, whatever that is. So we'll just go around the table. Travis, one word. What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for vidIQ. Why not?
Dan, what are you thankful for?
I can't say that now. Video games. Oh crap! That's
That's 1.5 words. And Jeff, what are you thankful for?
Good music.
That's well, you're thankful for music, but not good music because you can only use one word. Or you're thankful for good, one of the two. All right, so these people are thankful for the following. Somebody's thankful for Best Buy. Who said that? But that was quite funny. Clara Keane is thankful for learning. Casey Green is thankful for health. Elkin Gamer Jr. is thankful for heaven. Troy McMillan is thankful for life. Dundee is thankful for people. And WW Superboy is thankful for family. Let's get some from Dan. What are you seeing here in the chat?
So Armad Zenzanaris is thankful for YouTube. There you go. Doing it right. Whitby Fossils is thankful for coffee. Me too. Someone said video editing. I don't know if anyone's thankful for video editing.
It's a bit of a chore, that, really, to be honest.
What?
It's a bit of a chore, is video editing for most people.
It is. I'm thankful that we can edit, I guess.
Yeah.
Ads Gaming is thankful for gaming. Who would have saw that coming? Let's see. Bright Lily YouTube is thankful for Minecraft. Hey, me too. And then Sir Rancelot is thankful for subs.
Let's pass this over to Travis. What are you finding in the chat here?
I see Eddie says family. I see ADS says, of course, gaming. We have Craig says he's thankful for Twinkies. All right.
That's cool.
Let's see. I see some people saying vidIQ. Someone said they're thankful for India, which is good. Hamp is thankful for money. Okay, I'm all right with that. And one more person. We see Just Build It loves. He's thankful for Lego.
Sorry, Just Build It is thankful for Lego. It kind of makes sense, that doesn't it? And then Jeff, have you spotted any in the chat there? And what are they thankful for?
Let's see here. We got Mason again, thankful for YouTube, and we've got what else we got here? Exotic Plays, thankful for their 74 subs, so not bad. Seiki says they're thankful for blank. Not sure exactly where they're going with that. See, Simple Cubans, thankful for subs and social media. I agree with that there. And We Even Believe is thankful for Sonic. I agree. I don't know if he's talking about the burgers or the video game, but either way, I agree.
Awesome. Thank you to everybody here who's joining us on this live stream. I want to say thank you to Trident and Vegtron Growing who have given us super chats here. And I do need to update that actually because usually we support COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund during these live streams. So I'm going to set up in a second. And if you are brand new here to this live stream, do let us know in the chat with a hashtag new. Or if you're an original gangster such as a Doberman guy, I've seen him in the chat, one of our original moderators. Thank you for moderating again. Do let us know what type of live streamer you are here in the community. If you are new though, this is 1 minute 10 seconds of how this channel audit system works every single week. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. And there you go. That's how this is going to work for the next couple of hours. Also, thank you to Life with Bree, who's welcoming everyone with happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, video editing, we may talk about that in one of our future Tube Talk discussions, but not today. Bit of cleaning up as usual. I have now set up the donation so that they do go to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund for Super Chats. So thank you very much for them. And as I always say, if your channel does not get picked this week, make sure that you're watching the audits that we do for other channels, because of a lot of things we talk about, we're kind of not repeating ourselves, but looking at something, the same thing in a different angle, and it can certainly apply to your channel. So with all of that being said, Jeff, Dan, and Travis, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, then let's make sure that everybody else can see my screen. And the first channel we're going to audit, as we audit every single week, is the one that's submitted first on the form, and that is Cheesy Mations. And I'm just going to let Jeff, Dan, and Travis go to town on this one, and I'll sit back and listen to what you have to say. What have we got here?
Well, I mean, first of all, the low-hanging fruit obviously is going to be the channel banner. Although I like it because, you know, it's just very simple. It's just the meme face there, the expressionless. But it'd be nice to know what it's about. I mean, I'm assuming cheesy animations mean that it's, you know, something to have to do with animations. But it'd be good to get a value proposition in that banner if possible.
All right, so maybe an update to the channel banner. What are we thinking about the videos and the thumbnails themselves?
I like that they're all carrying a similar theme to them. So he's got the stick figure character, so it's kind of carrying across. Doesn't seem like he's chosen any kind of a color, any kind of a stroke or anything like that, although he does use yellow in a couple of them. Overall, they're very simple. I like what he's doing with the big text, like on the one that says awkward or beaches. One thing, like with his life as an ambivert, you got to be mindful of that timestamp when we get into that lower right-hand corner. But overall, I mean, they're very simple and basic, but they do have their own theme to themselves. I like them. Personally, I do like them. I'd be interested to see what the click-through rate is on them, but I like them.
Cool.
I got to say, the view counts are very steady.
Tasty, aren't they, Dan? Yeah, I noticed that. Very strong for the channel.
And the titles are very simple, and it makes me feel like these are posted somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, what's the likes and comments? Oh, there's, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they kind of fit there. I'll just click on one so we can get maybe the comments of one, see what the engagement's like. Let's see. 400 comments then. I would say this is all organic to YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You have hit the YouTube algorithmic lottery for your channel size.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would love to know how an animation channel with 2,000 subscribers manages to get almost more views than subscribers in every single video with titles like awkward. Period.
Yeah.
Beaches. Period.
Well, I think this is an example of a channel whereby our traditional advice, perhaps, on search intent maybe doesn't apply because they've already nailed down who their audience is. And I would guess that even a lot of people may be watching their content but not necessarily subscribing. So they're getting the recommendations and they're returning to their content. Which is really interesting. And I would just say keep doing what you're doing here, because it feels as if there might be one video that's going to blow up. You've already had like a couple of semi-viral moments with 10,000 views here. Is there another one that's maybe really popped? Not yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a video in the next 3 to 6 months that maybe gets like 50,000 views or 100,000 views if you just continue to look at this, do what you're doing. I mean, maybe you could try and tie it into the Thanksgiving, the festive period for a little bit of search intent, but I don't think you have to go too far down that route. Any final words from you, Travis? And then I'm going to raise a question.
Curious, is it stop motion or is it actually animated? Can we take a look real quick?
Yeah, okay. So I'll mute it, but
he's in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah, so it's like stop motion. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, and that could be entertaining if done correctly and edited right. Like I think the thing here is editing, and it looks like he's got it down pretty good.
Yeah,
or he or she has it down really good. So I mean, congratulations. It is a not easy niche to break into. A lot of people want to try to get into animation, and there's a lot of work behind it. It looks good. I mean,
there's a lot of pattern interrupts. Things are changing, and there's probably lots of sound effects coming in like every few seconds. So I think that is good. So my last question to you folks is, as with animation as normal, the publication times can be quite distant. I'm looking at this channel and maybe they're doing one every fortnight. It looks to be here, 2 weeks. What about, I've just noticed that as well. Sorry, that's interesting. So they're doing all of these animations, but the one that's really done well is a 10-minute tutorial on how to do it. So that's really cool and interesting. So we that would be like an attached. So there's animation, but there's also the tutorials, and I think him going through the process or her going through the process is really adding to the channel. So do more of them. Yeah. So that's like a little side thing that I've noticed here. But I wanted to ask you about shorts. Do you think this is a channel where maybe they want to create a second separate channel to do mini clips from these videos to create shorts and have more frequency with their content? Just your general opinions, if you have any.
I think they should do it on this channel. I don't even think they need separate, because it's animation. It's going to be visually kind of in line. I think with shorts, it's different depending on like what your niche is, but I think you can do short animations anyway. So I think it fits. I honestly would just do it all on this channel.
The content's already short as is too.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't think it'd be a problem to go that way at all.
I think that with this, I would stick to a shorter short. I wouldn't make them a minute. I'd make them closer to 15 seconds. Because these are going to be hard to make. Even 2-minute videos are taking you a couple weeks. So if you're going to play with shorts, which I think you should, and I think it should be on this channel, I agree, it should be very short.
I agree, Dan. I'm looking at these videos and I'm wondering if there is like a individual 20-second clip that works by itself, and you can maybe use them and almost like tie them into your main animation. Like at the end of the short, it's like watch the full story here, or full story available on my channel to get more movement and binge watching in the channel. But I think we're all in agreement here that this channel has the potential to be a big channel in 2021, like pushing 10,000 subscribers, that type of placement.
Hey Rob, let me ask you a question. I know
Hey,
normally I come in later, but there's like 16 people on this live stream. So I figured, what the heck, why not? Who cares?
Yeah, all right.
Why are you talking about shorts so much? I mean, we're in the winter months. I'm wearing pants at this point. Sweatpants are always good. I love wearing my sweatpants. Most of the time when I'm on these live streams, I'm not wearing pants at all. I'll be real honest if I'm being real honest about it right now. I do love shorts, but you're talking about shorts a lot. Are shorts a big thing on YouTube now? People like to wear shorts on YouTube. I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. Please
I'm just going to say this, Savage. Start a shorts channel in 2021, and I think you would blow up just with...
I think it's going to happen.
The way you help people.
Do you want to see Savage Shorts? If you do, put a hashtag Savage Shorts in the chat. Let's blow this up. And I'll be back later on. Savage Shorts in the chat.
Thanks. Clear off. This isn't part of your paid product placement, Savage, so get out of my live stream for now. All right, that's Cheesy Mations. Thank you for your channel submission. We'll move on to the next one. This is the first gaming channel that's submitted this week.
Hey.
It is Kona Nation, who have just cracked 100 subscribers. Congratulations to you. And yeah, we'll start off with Dan, and then if Travis and Jeff want to add something, please do.
Okay.
Tips, tricks, and fun. Okay.
You always want fun when you're playing video games, surely.
You would hope there's a little bit of fun in a gaming channel, but not much. Don't have too much fun. So Kona Nation. All right. So I like simple value proposition, everything in the channel banner, and it looks like you are a Fortnite channel through and through. I'm not seeing any interruptions in your flow here. Just Fortnite.
Correct,
All right.
yeah.
And it looks like you're doing maybe a handful of videos a month, so you're not uploading daily or anything like that. Just trying to get a feel for the channel. So we're experimenting with shorts, and what's interesting is it doesn't look like... Oh, no, one took off towards the bottom, 944 views. Some of them have not. Some of them sit pretty just hanging at 20-something views, maybe your normal sub count. How many subs does this channel have?
100. Just cracked 100.
Just cracked 100. Okay. So I think my first bit of advice would be... and now I know we get on Fortnite channels a lot for using the same style of thumbnail, but to me that style is kind of a baseline with Fortnite thumbnails, and this channel is... These don't scream Fortnite, I guess. They just feel a little bit... like
they're below that baseline, I think, is what you're trying to say right now.
Yeah, that baseline of Fortnite thumbnail we're used to seeing, because that's your competition, and they're very eye-catching. You want to find a way to make those, but better. I feel like these need to be cranked up just a little bit. Although I do appreciate that you're trying to keep them simple, not a whole lot of text, you're cutting out a character and all that. I would look at some other Fortnite thumbnails in the subjects you're covering and see what you can learn from what others are doing.
My question to you, Dan, here would be, is we've been looking at this channel now for about 2 minutes. Can you, we know it's a Fortnite channel, but can you really work out what type of Fortnite channel it is? Whether it's challenges, montages, let's play? Because I'm not getting a strong vibe either way right now, as I look at the content.
It looks like they're trying to go for the tips and advice more than anything else. And... I mean, I see 100 subscriber celebration, but there's a top three landing spots in Fortnite. I think my question here is, I've never heard the term top 3 landing spots. Is that a thing? I mean, I get what it means, but is that a thing people are searching for, or is there a better way to word that? I think the titles are where this channel is struggling the most, because I can tell you're trying to show people either cool stuff, cool things to unlock, or you're trying to give some tips. Oh, I do see a Star Wars video.
Yeah, random one, a random shot here, which didn't do too bad.
Yeah. Anyone else can weigh in at this point, but yeah, that's what I'm struggling with, is I think there's the tips channel that is just missing the mark a little bit on titles, especially.
Yeah. Anything to add, Dan, or Travis, or Jeff, or we'll move on?
I would definitely tighten up on the thumbnail strategy for sure, and then that's one of the things is I'm sort of along the same way. Like, even when we landed on the channel, I was not 100% sure exactly what they were doing. Then I looked at the titles and I saw a lot of Fortnite. Okay. But I still don't know what in Fortnite they're doing. So they kind of have to tighten up that messaging a little bit and niche into their niche, essentially.
Niche into their niche. Nice. That needs to be a t-shirt in itself. Or how about niche into their niche and then get completely confused on the pronunciation. All right. That's Kona Nation. Let's move on to the next channel. But just before we do, Dan, how did this next channel get selected?
This next channel got selected by being an awesome community member through our Discord. If you are in the vidIQ Discord, which I don't know if you're going to pin a comment, or it's just vidIQ.com/Discord.
I will do that right now. Good point.
If you're in our Discord and you're just somebody who's really helpful, really kind, really awesome, our community manager, Dan, who's not here today, will normally seek people out and quietly pick somebody every week to audit. So you can't go in there and submit a form or make a tweet that we all laugh at. It's all about just being an awesome community member. And yeah, of course, if you want YouTube advice and want to just chat about YouTube, the Discord's a great place to meet people just like you who are on the YouTube journey.
Beautiful. They gave me a chance to pin the comment. So if you do want to join Discord, there is a pin comment in a live chat now. And the person who was selected this week was... Resist the kill. Okay, yeah, thank you for the clarification there, Dan. So we're looking at another gaming channel, and they play a lot of leagues of something. What is that?
Yeah, I was actually very excited when Dan sent me this channel, because I know exactly what this is. There's a game called RuneScape that's been around for over a decade. And there's also an old school version of it that is very popular. And I'm trying not to lose anyone here. The old school version is currently running something called Leagues. It's just a special server. Times, XP rates have been jacked up, and it's about completing as many goals as possible. So it's really, really, really popular. They're jumping on a trend here. But they're doing it through live streams. And only recently did they finally change the thumbnail of their live streams. They've been kind of using the same one. The reason I'm excited is because of the advice here is kind of low-hanging fruit. And I know you're somebody who just prefers to live stream. But hear me out. When you're on YouTube... It's really cool because you can do live streams, and then when you're done, you can put out videos, and your channel is now working for you. Unlike Twitch, where if you're not live, you're not there. On YouTube, if you make video on demand content, people can find you while you're not live. I think you should take better advantage of that, and there's so much people could learn. If you are good at Twisted League, or whatever it's called this time around, Trailblazer, if you're good at this and you have strategies to share, make short videos, even YouTube shorts, and try to get people to learn who you are, because you're going to see your live stream numbers shoot up as more and more people subscribe to you for your helpful content. Yeah, very small sample size here, but when you did something that wasn't a long live stream, it was a short, but maybe even if it was like a 4 to 5 minute tutorial video, these are way outperforming any of your live streaming stuff that you're doing. When I think you're trying to cater more towards the YouTube audience. Just as an example, like if I just leave a screen there, how inviting is this to a potential viewer visiting your channel? Yeah, you're just playing this live stream, this one game on live stream all of the time, and you're not really telling me anything different per live stream. I'm gonna get fatigued pretty quickly there, I think.
Yeah.
The titles are the same, the thumbnails are the same. It looks like you realize that, but your streams are bringing in, I would guess your concurrent viewership is maybe 1 to 5 people every stream, and then maybe some people watch after the fact. It's kind of hard to tell with the views in front of us the way they are, but it's not a lot of viewership, and I think you could get a lot more if you take everything you learn from these 3 or 4 hour live streams and then try and make a couple of tips out of them. You could even use the footage from the live stream and then just voice over it and make a 2 or 3 minute video. This doesn't have to be a lot of work, but you're going to see your numbers go up quite a bit. YouTube is still YouTube at the end of the day. People like their video on demand content, and you can rank that in search a lot better than saying, looking for 6th relic, top 10K goal twist. Like the title's long. It doesn't, I know what the relics are because I know what the game is, and I understand you're looking for them, but it doesn't tell me like any strategy or tips, or I'm not going to get much out of this, and I don't know who you are yet. You know what I mean?
Jeff, did you want to chime in there? I heard your voice for a second.
Oh, no. I mean, I completely agree, because it was the thumbnails all being exactly the same, and then the titles being exactly the same. They do need to definitely take advantage of YouTube's inbuilt, content. There's always people looking to start a game. Like, I have no idea what this game is, so I would love for somebody to tell me, hey, here's the first 3 things you need to do when you just start this game. And if you're somebody who's constantly doing live streams about this, obviously an expert to a certain extent, they could really be taking advantage of this. Even if they just did top 3s, even if they just broke those down into minute-long shorts with the tip in each one, like Dan said. I mean, there's a lot available here for them. I
mean, if you look at this, it's probably 50 hours of gameplay here, and what many viewers who are searching for leagues Trailblazers are wanting is like an 8-minute compressed tutorial on many of the things that this creator is probably really passionate and knowledgeable about, but it's too much of a commitment here for most people to jump in.
Right. And the thing is, like, you could use those videos to advertise that you live stream as well. If you want to see what it took to get to this point in the game, join my live streams. You can kind of do some self-promotion there. And what's really cool about this is RuneScape released this league without any tips or guides or anything. So everyone's kind of on their own to figure out the best way to do things. So everyone's take on these leagues and your progression is different. So offer your take on it, and give some quick guides.
So that was your Discord selection this week. If you do want to be in the mix next week, then join the community and start contributing. Let's move to the next channel. And I want Travis to chime in here since he's had a bit of a rest. It is Gerald Verslewis. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And first impressions, Travis, what type of channel are we looking at here?
Dev, learn, laugh, share. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. If I'm going to learn how to do dev things, I don't think I'm going to laugh about it.
Those two things don't go together, do they?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know a lot about this, but I don't know. Like, I like the blue kind of nature of the branding, the kind of animated face. That's kind of cool. Using Apple Info. Okay, let's see. Create Xbox apps. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's for devs and such, looking to help people learn how to make, looks like applications and such, which is cool. You don't see a lot of that on YouTube. I mean, I guess maybe it's just a niche I'm not fully aware of, but I like that they're very much branded. It's hard with like programming what do you put in the thumbnail for?
Well, I mean, that is often a question we ask, and sometimes the dev coding thumbnails are a little lacking. I think this is one of the stronger examples of it, whereby they're including the icon of the development program, I guess, this Xamarin. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it feels as if the creator is concentrating on this particular Xamarin Forms for at least the last couple of weeks, and the view count seems to be fairly consistent and good in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of those weird ones because I don't know enough about the niche to be able to give like specific advice other than look at the thought leaders in the niche and try to see kind of what they're doing as far as their thumbnails are probably not as good as this. But like,
let's have a look.
Subjects
I mean, you're already well ahead there in that sense. Yeah. But looking at the titles, like seeing why has this got nearly 750,000 views? What is in there? Could you almost build a video that says I can make that video better? And so I'm going to update it.
Yeah.
So it's starting to make a breakthrough there as well, I think.
Yeah, it's just one. It's a difficult one to kind of give a lot of advice on. I like the thumbnail style, and the sensibilities of the people that are going to be watching this are different than maybe your normal YouTube viewers as far as like titles and stuff. They're probably going to want things that are much more straight to the point, because they're just looking for answers, right? I want to know how to do this thing. I want to know how to create this thing. So you're not going to see the YouTuber face in the thumbnails or anything like that. At least you probably won't. Yeah. I think the much more straightforward approach is the way. And I would question the whole laugh thing. I'm not sure what that is.
You're not down with the laugh here with development, are you? I'm just mousing over the thumbnails and I see that the creator isn't just doing like a screen recording of something. They're actually doing some presenting as well, which I think is it feels like you're going the extra mile. You're going beyond what maybe normal creators might do in this space, which is good to see. Final words to Jeff or Dan, if you want to add anything here.
On this one, I mean, I kind of get what they're saying. I mean, without watching the content, I don't know if he's adding a comedy aspect to it, or what's going on there. But I would definitely, if at all possible, I would lean into the how-to stuff as well. Just to get a little bit more searchable. But thumbnail wise, he looks like he's already ahead of the game. So I would be definitely looking at who like what Travis said, like the thought leaders for this niche or this space, and start looking at what the trending topics are for idea generation to really start hopping on the waves of traffic as they come in.
Cool. Dan, anything to add, or shall we move on?
The only thing I was going to say, and Jeff just kind of covered it with the how-to suggestion, is that some of these videos just don't feel like super welcoming or like they feel a little bit above my level of understanding. What if I'm new to this? And maybe they are very basic for beginners. It's just I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say. Is it for beginners? Is it for intermediates? So I don't know how you'd communicate that in the titles. I think that you have to have the name of the code base that you have, or I wish I knew what that was. I wish I knew more about development. But yeah, something to make these feel a little more welcoming. I think how-to might just be it.
Sorry, I needed to fix that. There we go. There we go. Anyway, let's move on to the next channel. Actually, before we do that, so we didn't have a Photoshop battle this week or anything, but we are going to start doing some memes. So what you need to do is use a hashtag channel audits. So make sure you include the S at the end. And you're going to be memeing the following image that Dan now is going to show us, Dan. So we need to have you as a pose. If you just hold it for 3 or 4 seconds so people can clip it, and then they can start memeing you, because that's obviously entertaining. All right. So, folks, if you want to clip that, and then do whatever you want with it, as long as it's kid-friendly and safe for work. And yeah, we may choose your channel for auditing through our Twitter feed. So we'll be checking on that in the next 20 minutes maybe. And these are some of the previous examples. So make it fun, entertaining. I mean, that one there, the Popeye with a spinach on. If you do something similar to that with Dan, you may get selected for a channel audit. Let's move on to the next channel that we're going to look at here. It is Jennifer Deneau. Hope I pronounced your surname right. You are approaching 200 subscribers, and you are planning for all of the things. Let's start with Jeff and then Travis. Talk about this channel, if you may.
Sure. Planning all of the things. So I'm not sure exactly what we're talking about here. So I don't know if this is just organizing your life, for home, organizing your workflow. So I'm not exactly sure what exactly is happening there.
Would you not say like the little calendar there kind of illustrates that it is a planning channel?
Yeah.
I kind of got that as a nice, simple value proposition, but maybe I'm in a minority there.
Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely works as far as that's concerned. I'm just planning all the things. I'm not a big fan of being so broad base with the messaging.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's one of those things where I want to make sure that people, when they land on the channel, that they know exactly what they're going to get from the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, looking over the thumbnails. So, okay, there's a kind of a gap here.
Yeah. So I think if we just eliminate this video here, which was 4 years ago, and then they started 3 months ago. Yeah. Ironically, that is the one with like 15,000 views, which is more than anything else by ML. But let's try and eliminate that one for this.
Yeah, I like it. They do have a consistency where they're sort of following the rules. They've got the text, you know, over on the left side. Experimenting with colors a little bit, pastels and such. It looks like, yeah, writing every day. Okay. I mean, there's ways they could probably get it to pop a little bit more, because like August 2020, the thumbnail is essentially the same as this end of summer. You know, writing every day in week 6, showing the books and stuff. So some of them are very, very similar, with the exception of the text. But you know, it's a bit tough. So this is one of those situations where when we are uploading a video, we have that we do have that tool for a thumbnail comparison. Or even when you use a search, you know, when you're looking for your keyword search and you start looking at the different videos, when we're researching a topic, start researching those thumbnails and see what is getting clicks, to see kind of, you know, which way you should be sort of aiming your thumbnails, what is working in this niche.
There's some really nice examples at the top here. Some really good thumbnails there. What do you reckon here, Travis, for this channel?
Yeah, I think everything you guys have talked about is spot on. Every niche has a different type of thumbnail strategy that works. And I see this kind of thumbnail pretty often in the kind of artistic side of YouTube and planning stuff. You see this kind of fairly often. Plan with me's are popular. I personally don't understand them, but it doesn't matter if I do. Keep doing it. You do one a month. It's a freebie. It's a video. You know that every month you get to do a freebie. Beyond that, really give the value to the person. So while it's nice to do the plan with me, give value to the person. Let them know what they can do to do similar things you're doing. And organizational maybe tutorials and stuff like that would be very helpful.
I'm looking at the titles here, and it feels as if the plan with me keyword is the strongest one. I'm looking at the last 2 videos here, which performed well above subscriber size. I'm wondering if maybe the creator can expand on this, and maybe they do a plan with me day 1, and like do like a weekly one, or plan with me week 1 of 4 weeks. Do you think I'm going in the right direction there? With just like, because as you say, Travis, I've almost got like a freebie of doing a plan with me per month, but can they take that down a really deep rabbit hole and get into the nuances more than they currently are?
They're at a point in their career where they should definitely be testing like hard, like trying anything within this niche. No reason to not. It's not like you're at 50,000 subscribers and making, you know, a couple of videos in the wrong direction is going to take your channel in the wrong direction. I wouldn't worry too much about it right now. Definitely figure out if there are other things that work. You found one, which is great. So that's a guaranteed, you know, one you can do every month. Now see if you can find one that's more of a weekly winner.
What do you think of the posting schedule here? Do you think it looks as if it's maybe 2 a month?
Something like that. If you can do more. Now, first of all, some of these are really long, like 27-minute, 14.
Yeah.
I would prefer to see like an 8-minute one 3 times versus one 27-minute time one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like from a even retention standpoint, or even like a session view standpoint, it's better algorithmically to have someone go through 3 of your videos than just maybe 7.5 minutes of your 20-minute video.
All right, thank you, Travis. Final words, Dan, and then we'll move on. If you have any words, Dan, or are we good?
I've seen because I'm trying to use a lot of new apps for organizing myself. I've seen a lot of people, they create entire channels around different things they're using to organize their lives. I wonder if you could also do that a little bit between these plan with me every month. Maybe show off some of the tools and different things you use to kind of plan out your week and so forth in between those longer videos.
So yeah, you just give me an idea there. You could, like, instead of doing Plan With Me November, it's like Plan With Me using this app. So you're almost getting a double keyword search potential there. So that's a good alternative approach as well. Let's move on to the next channel. And this is going to be Temper Creek Vineyard and Farm, I think. And let's start with Travis for this one.
I'm assuming this is in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, I'm guessing. So a very localized video. So I guess this is a rough one for me because I think the thumbnails need to be different. So our cow's worth it, and I don't see it. You can barely see the cow. It's written all over the guy's face instead.
Yeah.
So to me, like, you completely missed the point of that particular thumbnail. Plus, the text is black, hard to read. You have the same exact title in your thumbnail as you do in your title. I've talked about that a million times, where you have two places to get text across if you're going to use it at all. One's the title, one's the thumbnail. Why would you do the same thing in both? If you're going to put text in your thumbnail, make it contextual. The thumbnails are kind of all over the place. So I would start there, really learning the crafting of thumbnails. It's interesting though. You look at despite that, some of these have done well. Like our cow's worth it has done well. I wonder how much better it would do if the thumbnail was better.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, or if it had even more slightly better SEO title. Like, some of these work in spite of themselves, but imagine how much better they would do if they were optimized. So always look at that.
Now, I'm intrigued here because I'm looking at this video with 2,000 views and the engagement is pretty low, I would say. So are we getting some external traffic in here somehow?
Yeah.
We're not saying that's suspicious or anything. We're just wondering why that would be the case. Because you're right, Travis, I look at these thumbnails and I said, let's be honest, they're rough for a channel where you think you'd have an opportunity to show nice close-ups of animals and maybe greenery through leaves and fruits and that type of thing, being a vineyard. And then we see these, which we don't think we're going to stand up to scrutiny as your channel grows. But then, as you say, really good view counts, especially considering the subscriber size. So we're just asking the question as to what's going on. Dan, Jeff, anything more you could maybe add to these?
I gotta wonder, are chickens worth it? I mean, I get that because we're on the channel page, I understand it's for this particular vineyard/farm, but somebody just seeing that video out in the wild, I think the title would need a little more context. Are chickens worth it in what way, in what context? I think these titles could just be a little bit better. And then looking at another video from 4 days ago, you did a month of wine sales and inventory strategy, which is kind of like more like a finance thing. It's cool that it's in the context of your vineyard and things like that, but it is a lot different than all the farm tours you're doing. So I don't know if it's a matter of niching down or reframing that a little bit. I think all of these are really, it's cool to see behind the scenes of this vineyard and farm. I don't know, when I look at the different titles and thumbnails and videos all on their own, I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to get when I subscribe. Am I going to get cute tours of your farm with animals and stuff, or am I going to learn how to run a business, and break down financials and stuff like that?
The channel is 3 months old at this point, Dan, and we're about 40 videos
That's
in.
true.
So I think there is still some room for experimentation there.
I know chicken nuggets are worth it. I just wanted to point that out. I saw that our chicken's worth it, our cow's worth it. Chicken nuggets are worth it every single time, Dan. That's all you need to know.
It's funny. I was thinking about you, Savage. I don't know why, but I just thought you'd find this video really interesting for some reason. I don't know why. I do not know why, but Savage,
I gotta tell you, it's a little phallic, but that's besides the point.
Oh my God.
Thank you there. Let's swiftly move on from this channel then. Thanks, Savage, for that.
Google that if you don't know what it means. You don't worry about it.
Folks, it's Black Friday. Get off my screen, Savage. And we do have some Black Friday offers here at vidIQ. You could win potentially up to 30% off. The way you do it is we go to this site, which I'm going to leave a link for in the pinned comments in a second. And if you click this button, you spin the wheel of surprise and prizes, and you could win something which gets you a discount off of all of our amazing tools. So do check that out. It is a Black Friday deal that we got going on here at vidIQ.
You can win a Savage Audit too. If you
apparently you win a Savage Audit as well. I'm not
For
sure if you
free.
want that, but there you go. We'll move on to the next channel now, and we'll start with Jeff here, who's going to take us through Pseudo Cuber as I update the pinned comment for the Black Friday deal. Go ahead, Jeff.
Gotcha. So Pseudo Cuber. So let's see, sponsored by Daily Puzzles, quality cubing content. So I'm assuming we're talking about either cube puzzles, puzzle games, perhaps Rubik's Cube, but I'm not 100% familiar with the topic or genre, so it's a little bit hard for me to say. I think something, because here's the thing, we have kind of like thumbnails. You already have your name here with your logo. So, I mean, if anything, what I would have done here with this banner, you could have the logo off to the side, but I would have had something more stronger for the value proposition, like exactly what we're talking about. Are we talking about Rubik's Cubes? Are we talking about puzzle games? Like something to make it really stand out, but possibly that's what quality cubing content is. But I'm just not familiar with cubing.
I think especially on mobile as well, Jeff, because
yeah.
on a mobile app, I think that's all you're going to see, and that really doesn't reveal anything about the creator.
Yeah. If anything, this should have been kicked off to either side, and then something here towards the middle to respect the mobile users. And we do have to be mindful of that because of how, every channel is different, but the amount of mobile traffic that we are seeing, platform wide we have to respect that. So,
cubing is a weird, I don't want to say a weird niche, but we've audited probably at least one cubing channel a month. And so there is obviously a lot of interest and demand on YouTube.
There's several in the chat right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So, I mean, cubing community here, if you want to make some suggestions specifically about cubing, then do so, certainly for Pseudo Cuber. I'm going to say that just looking at the thumbnails, that it feels a bit text heavy. I mean, what you want to be showing off here is a cube and its current state, in whether you're trying to solve it or a review of it. And I think in a lot of these that the text is just dominating a little bit too much. That would be my suggestion. Examples of where maybe the text is used effectively is maybe on these ones, where there's a little bit of text, but it's pointing to a lot of cubes in some way. And I think the position on them is good. Whereas on here, like this looks like a Q&A, all right, but you haven't included a cube in there. So maybe somebody just scrolling through the feed may not even realize that it's you talking about cubing. I would like to maybe see cubes as much as possible in each of these thumbnails, but maybe I'm being a bit too simplistic. Travis, Dan, go ahead if you want to add anything more to this one.
Yeah, I just think for all the cubing channels we've seen in the past, the ones that did really well are the ones that have the cube, the main thing, keeping the main thing, the main thing. So I would love to see more of that in some of the thumbnails for sure.
Silence from Dan, or
the council has spoken.
The council has spoken. Okay.
I was going to mention the text on the thumbnails. I totally agree.
Yeah, and I'm just checking if there's anything else. I mean, 1,500 subscribers. The view counts, I think, are fairly healthy and consistent. That's good to see. It means that you're not really creating any complete duds. But at the same time, are you creating anything that's really exciting for your audience? Let's just sort by most popular. Is there any particular themes that jump out here? I mean, I guess this is a further validation of where if the cube is in the thumbnail and you use a little bit of text to complement it, it works well for your channel. In particular, these.
Yeah, reviewing the cubes and stuff, this seems to be the way to go. And this is the same time I think I've told other cubing channels in the past, and just puzzle channels, is the more of this stuff you can get your hands on and show off on your channel, I think the better it's going to do.
All right, let's move on to the next channel then. I think, gentlemen, this may be the first Shorts exclusive channel that we are going to audit here. A little bit of backdrop here. Remember these texts, I think, from last week? These horrid, if I'm going to be honest, 3D versions of text. This is from a channel that their main channel is called Flyfish Dan, but it looks like they've decided to do a Shorts only channel. So let's see if we can dissect this one a little bit. And we'll start with Dan and then go across the table. What do you think?
I want to see the most popular video. This channel already has 2,000, almost 3,000 subscribers.
I was hoping you weren't going to ask that, Dan.
No, I gotta know.
It's going to reveal pretty much the channel.
Holy
yeah. You found me out there.
I caught you. So I still say what we told this channel the last time. this text you're using, stop. I just don't like it. I think
it is less important on shorts. I guess we should add.
It's just, it's still there, you know. This branding you've chosen of this weird 3D text, as much as you can. Like, the best thumbnail here is the one kind of in the middle, fly fisherman versus massive fish. Big fish right in the middle, like no text needed. Same with your other channel. I think you were overutilizing text there. And in here, it doesn't matter too much because it looks like you're just trying to frame your video. It's not fully vertical, so you're just putting something on the screen, which is okay. But yeah, I think this weird orange 3D text is kind of dated, and it's time to kind of update that a bit if you're going to use it at all.
I'd argue this is a bit of a mute point with a shorts channel. I just wouldn't bother with thumbnails at all.
I know. But
now then,
other than
what
that,
I wanted to suggest before anyone adds anything here is fillet a salmon in under 60 seconds. Would you be able to just like use that title of fillet a, and then whatever else, like fillet a haddock, fillet a hake, fillet a place, and all of these different fishes, and then maybe if that's successful, you could take it a little more extreme and start filleting weird and wonderful stuff like fillet an iPhone 12, fillet a PlayStation 5, etc., etc. I'm just wondering if there's a reason why this video took off massively through its titling. I could be completely wrong, but that was my thought. Given that video has so many views versus everything else, and of the 3,000 subscribers you got, I would say 98% of them have come from this video.
I wonder, value. Like that's the thing about shorts that we can't forget is that YouTube still is YouTube. You want to bring people value, so you're teaching people how to fillet a salmon in less than a minute.
Oh, you said
that's
fillet.
why people are clicking. It is high value content.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Travis, go ahead. I think you were going to say something.
I need to understand more about. I'll be getting more into shorts probably into January, but you can't use end screens on it, right?
I think there's an end screen. But
you can, but it would only appear in the regular version of the video. It wouldn't appear in the shorts version. Right. So in terms of calls to action, what you could do is have arrows that point to roughly where the subscribe button would be on the shorts. I think that's the only call to action. Well, there are two calls to action. You can tap on the channel icon and you can tap on the subscribe button, and then you can interact with it through comments and that. But yeah, in terms of interactive cards and end screens, they don't appear.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand how to get like from one video to the next, because obviously with that much content, you want to, that many views, you want to get people into other videos on your channel.
So the way you would do that is that if a person goes to their channel, there is that shorts section now, which you can add, a featured shorts section. And if you play a video in there, then that's like your playlist for shorts. It just plays all of your shorts and no one else's. But yeah, I mean, maybe YouTube needs to introduce a button, like, because TikTok does this, doesn't it? Where you can like press a button and it auto plays just that creator's videos. Yeah, I probably need to suggest that to YouTube as a quick switch button for their content.
They do have the shorts thing on their channel on mobile. I just checked.
So there you have it. There's a section.
They made a section on their... Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, all of the other stuff, how often are they posting stuff here? Let's have a look. Maybe 3 or 4 times a day, it looks like. No, a bit sporadic, actually. Once a day, maybe, overall.
Yeah.
Jeff, we haven't had you on the audits for a while, so you probably haven't talked about shorts. Is there anything that you think of as for shorts so far, or is it still just a scary foreign platform that no one really seems to understand yet?
Well, I haven't personally experimented with much of it myself. I've been more doing the YouTube story stuff. But there's a lot to be had here. And I think leaning into like where it's an obvious difference when they did the, how to fillet a fish in 60 seconds. They should be leaning into those types of how-to content, because YouTube obviously knows who is looking for that type of content. They know who to serve that to, obviously, by what we're seeing here. So that's something that I would definitely, if I were them, I would try to recreate that magic by doing other types of how-to in under 60 seconds. That makes a lot of sense to me. That's, that's one of the things that we preach is if you see success in something, double down, especially when it's that obvious.
Yeah, I've just seen if vidIQ revealed anything as to why this particular video blew up, but I can't see anything there specifically. It looks as if it took off straight away, actually, which is pretty good for the channel. All right, then let's move on to the next one. That is going to be another coding channel, actually, here for Raspberry Pi. It is the RPI coder, Pi stuff, and more. I like that as a value proposition. I think the graphical elements illustrate exactly what the channel is going to be about to a certain extent. The channel is relatively new, just done over a month. 40 subscribers. I'll open this to the floor. Dan, Travis, Jeff, whoever wants to start with this one, go ahead.
Yeah, let me real quick, just because I picked this channel. I like that it's focused on Raspberry Pi, and I also like that they tried to get the big Among Us kind of trend into it. And
I agree.
They didn't just play Among Us; they're showing you on the Pi. So like, I'm in for that. Whenever you are taking something that's a larger kind of thing, but then bringing it into your niche very specifically, I'm totally on board for that. So I like that they tried that. I don't know if it's going to work, overall, because the viewership might be slightly different. However, Among Us is such a big trend right now that you might get some people that are interested in Raspberry Pi. But anyway, I think it's the right mindset to think about larger trends and bringing them into your niche. Having said that, I think the thumbnails need a lot of work, obviously. Although some of them, when you're doing terminal stuff, like terminal is just basically text. So I kind of get it, but you still need something that's going to catch your eye. Also, you need to be looking at what people are trying to do with Raspberry Pis. A lot of people use Raspberry Pis for retro gaming little consoles and stuff, so you should definitely have some tutorials on that. Yeah. Gaming itself is going to be a big thing, and uses that people would have for a Raspberry Pi they may not know that they can use it for. Like, really think outside the box and bring value to people who maybe have seen Raspberry Pis post before and like, it's too complicated, I don't want to do it, I don't even see the point. But now you bring something really cool out.
Yeah, coming up with unique ideas for this niche is there's a lot of projects out there. There was a channel that I was talking to the other day that was doing using Raspberry Pi for like those powered skateboards. He was doing them for smart mirrors. So a lot of cool stuff that he was kind of doing with that. So I would be, just like Travis said, I'd be looking at what's possible out there and trying to bring that in, especially if it's a trending topic like they did with the Among Us stuff. But yeah, no, I'm in agreement with Travis on this one.
I just did a quick search, and Raspberry Pi project seems to be maybe a top level keyword you can use, and then like the Raspberry Pi projects Among Us might be a slightly different way of doing that on the titling here. I'm just looking there. Yeah,
and then retro gaming was big for that too, because that's what the only reason I even own a Raspberry Pi was so that I could play NES games, and I could just move it from one TV to another. So that was the main reason why I had it. But they can be used for so many different things that there's a lot of flexibility here.
But of course, for legal reasons, Jeff, you do now have a Nintendo Switch, and you do it all officially through their online platform, don't you?
100%.
Okay, good to hear that.
They're all games that I already own.
Dan, anything else to add?
No, I think you guys nailed it. This is I'm excited to see what you could do with these Raspberry Pis. I keep stumbling upon them because I think, that like you searched a little bit ago and someone had that big home dashboard. That was actually something I was looking for, and I started watching and I realized, this is a Raspberry Pi tutorial. That's how they got this to work. So you could do so much with these things, and I think if you just keep thinking of DIY style projects like that, you're gonna have content forever. 20
seconds of nostalgia then, Jeff. What is your favorite NES game?
Oh, that's a rough one, but I'm going to have to go with The Legend of Zelda.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, the very first one.
I think the second one's better. I actually recently played that. And the side scroller one. And I actually, because it had more RPG elements to it.
That's
and
true.
The first one is just bloody hard. I'm not going to lie.
Pure nostalgia. Just remember sitting in front of an old CRT TV playing that game. So
it's the games where if I play them now, I'm unable to play them. Like, now I realize just how good they are. Like Mike Tyson's Punch Out as well. That, as longevity is kept up on that as well, because you have to have razor sharp reflexes. Travis, any NES memories for you?
I mean, pro wrestling, Ring King, actually, I really liked too.
Yeah, Ring King, dude.
Ring King was cool. And River City Ransom was really fun.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that one. Dan, I'm not going to bother asking you because I don't think you're old enough to play on that. You're probably like your first console was probably like the N64 or something, wasn't it?
No, it was a Super Nintendo, but I've played some NES games. I just never really got into it because I had a Super Nintendo and it was way better.
Yep.
Oof. Oh, that's controversial. Right. Speaking of which, Shane, let's have a look at how people have mutilated your body and face and everything in the tweets.
It's been.
Has it been rough?
Good word.
Let's take a look then. What have we got? Let's zoom in and some stuff. Some text there I can't really read on some of those thumbnails. That's a pretty good one, I'm not going to lie.
Look at Rob's face hiding in there.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the way that they've flipped you as well, Dan, for the sake of the image. But I'm going to let you pick the first one here.
Keep going. I was looking myself. There was one I saw. This one, this Zelda one, I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that one.
They caught me with just kind of squinting my eyes a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Man, these guys move
Jeez,
fast.
people are going to town here. Right, which one were we going to pick, Dan?
Go to the one I was pointing at. These are all pretty good, but
this one?
Yeah.
The Zelda one, right?
That took a good. That was a good screenshot you managed to get.
Have we audited this channel before? I don't think we have.
So.
Right. Okay. So this is basically 100% Zelda's rival. Mm-hmm. It looks like here.
Yes.
And you started 4 months ago. You haven't done that many videos, but you're already up to 3,000 subscribers and some very healthy view counts.
Yes. Should we compare it to 100% Zelda? Should we create some competition for them? They're here. Let's see.
Well, they should do a collab for one thing, I think. Share their
could.
audiences.
I think the first thing I want to say is your thumbnails need work. One at the bottom from 4 months ago. I'm not sure why you include full HD 1080p in the corner there. That's kind of interesting. It just, some of these don't scream Zelda. Like there's one from 3 weeks ago. Who is Majora and the Fierce Deity? So dark. Like we don't really know what's going on there. I think you should definitely be working on these thumbnails. I do like the way you're approaching Zelda though. You're telling different secrets and you're talking about the story and the origin. And I think that may be an underserved market because you're getting quite a lot of views on some of these.
Yeah, I think you're doing a bit of a disservice here. I mean, maybe all right, let's say that the content is awesome, fantastic, great watch time. And the one thing that this channel needs to fix right now are the thumbnails. But yeah, incredible stuff here. I'm just gonna say something controversial here. I think this channel's growing faster than 100% Zelda.
Ooh, you might be right.
I'm just saying that to rile them, to be honest. Jeff, any thoughts from you here? Let's try and get away from the thumbnails. I think we agree that this channel is already doing awesome.
Yeah,
thumbnails. I mean, some of the thumbnails are really good. Actually, that's a really nice thumbnail. I think when they're kept relatively simple and use like some exotic text, I think they're really good. But as you say, I think these older ones, and they're kind of already moving away from that one, and this one's a little too dark. So yeah, I've just talked about thumbnails a bit more when I shouldn't have done. So yeah, Jeff, what else can you maybe say about this one?
Well, what I would be looking at would be, so look at how Majora did well, Majora and the Fierce Deity, and it's kind of like a follow-up. So you had they're doing Zelda Theory. This one did 1.2, and then the next one did 11, and then the next one 69. So I would be finding a way to either double or triple down on how can we expand, how can we do a part 2, how can we follow up on such a huge success for a channel of this size. So that would be the next thing I'd be looking at. Like they're still doing like Year Conspiracy and this sort of stuff, but I would find a way to find out if there's any way that they could expand on this Majora's Mask or Majora and the Fierce Deity. How can they expand on this to basically pull in more views, pull in more subscribers? That'd be more of what I'd be looking at, is how to recreate that success.
What happened with this one as well? Just curious. You did something about Link's love interest, and it's part 1, but I don't see a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 3 months ago.
Yeah,
21,000 views too.
Yeah,
that's an opportunity that's been left behind.
I agree. All right, so that was Zelda. Well done to you. Let's pick maybe one more, Dan, from the list so far, and then we'll come back to it.
I picked that one. Someone else.
Oh, well, I would pick this one all day, every day.
All right.
So let's take a look at not. All right, CSIF.
Interesting.
Okay, anime channel, I'm guessing.
Yes,
that's what it looks like.
Okay, here's the question: Would someone who's a fan of this type of show know what they were looking at right off the bat? It's really hard for me to tell what's going on in the thumbnails, and
So it's Arknights. I think it's a channel all about Arknights. Well, given the thumbnail actually tells you. I was seeing it in the title, but now I just realised it's in all of the thumbnails as well.
Yeah.
So we got what have we got? We got reviews. We got conversation, opinion pieces. Oh, hang on, is it a game?
I was just gonna say they're talking about different like skins and stuff. Maybe it's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's a game.
All right then.
Interesting.
So, in that case, we need to give this channel credit for niching down on a particular game, and it looks like a game that we've never covered before, and they're trying to establish themselves as the authority and the leader in that space. And I think, given the 500 subscribers they have and the view counts, which either are a little less than subscribers or more often than not more than subscribers, I think they're doing a very good job there. I think the thumbnails need a lot of work. I think you're trying to rely too much on text here, which I think is probably what through is, isn't it? We could tell that it was something about animation, but usually when you're thinking about video games, you're looking at the secret weapon or the thing that you want to uncover or the characters that you need to learn about. And I didn't get that strong a sense from the thumbnails to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that too. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I mean, I'm not seeing, I didn't get it from the banner. I'm not getting it somewhat from the thumbnails because they do put Arknights in, looks like all of the thumbnails.
Yeah.
They had a few successful videos, so I'd be finding, see, that's what I'm looking at. The thumbnails that have actually Arknights in them, at least a couple of them, or at least not the thumbnails, the titles that have Arknights up front, like they have a 16K, they have a 1.1K, I think there was another 4K one. They might be needing to lead into that keyword a little bit heavier to really establish dominance.
Yeah. I'm looking at the evolution of this channel, and you can see that they were just doing a lot of testing on on a selection of games here. Yeah. But it feels as if, as you rightly identified here, Jeff, feels like that was the turning point. It's like,
I think
wow,
so.
I'm going to go all in on Arknights, and I think that's really helping out the channel, given that on average you tend to get maybe 500 plus views, and then before that they were getting less than 100 views on all of their videos. So the creators identified their strength. I think they just need to tweak the thumbnails a little bit in that strategy.
They're a bit really busy. I mean, if we're looking at them on a screen this big in front of us right now and it looks busy, could you imagine what it looks like on a mobile phone?
Exactly, yeah. Especially with the red text, which is not easy to read on here. It's going to be even more difficult. Yeah. Dan and Travis, if you want to add anything, please do now, or we'll move on.
Less reliance on text, and I don't know if the pictures you're using are from the game or if they're just art that you grabbed from somewhere about the game.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like a game. It felt like an anime show that wow, so the footage from the game looks nothing like the thumbnails. And it's probably because it's kind of top down a little bit and you're having trouble, but try to work around that. Try to make it feel more like a game, because I mean, I guess fans of this game would know. But at first glance, just imagine scrolling through. You might not even lock your eyes onto that thumbnail.
Let's have a look at the potential competition here for this person. And I think there's an opportunity here. I don't think the thumbnails are particularly good from anyone. I mean, you want to take a look at Kaiostin5, who seems to be the dominant creator in this space.
I've seen one.
It's just text.
Yeah, I only saw one, and that was way up higher. And aside from that, they all seem a bit on the busy side.
You know what I think there's a potential opportunity for here? The game looks to be like a bit top down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen like the Clash of Clans and the Brawl Stars thumbnails where they just like take one image and then replicate it or make it really big on screen? Let me just have a quick example of this. Let's do Clash Royale. And they'll do something like, let's see, is there a good one that I can use here? No, they're all, I guess that's what kind of an interesting one where it's focusing on a card and a character. It's very clear. And this is what I was meaning, where like they just multiply the characters a million times and it gives that really interesting effect on a thumbnail. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity to do kind of similar thumbnails in this space, perhaps. Oh, look. For some reason, we're trending with Clash Royale. That's an interesting search. Well, there you go. There we are. All right. Any final last thoughts? And then we'll move on.
The council has spoken.
silence is golden in this case. So, folks, we're now just over an hour in. If you're enjoying this live stream, please do make sure to give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, because you'll see your name appear, actually. I always forget to mention this. Whenever you subscribe, you have like a little icon that appears on the right-hand side of the screen. If you want that to happen. I'm not just saying that you should sub for a subscribe animation. Subscribe for the value that we're providing, of course. And if you're finding this live stream useful, please do share it with at least one other person who may find this useful. With all of that being said, we're going to go into the random stage of channel audits now, whereby we use a tool like this. And I've gone for the Thanksgiving style one here, where there's just lots of food on the screen. So, Travis, that's probably going to make you a little peckish. And we'll check how many channels are being submitted on each form. We're up to... is that right? Oh. Is that exactly the same? That can't be right. Hang on. Oh, wow. So almost exactly the same number of gaming, non-gaming as there is gaming submissions. That's very, very rare. We usually have lots more gaming channels. So I'll play it safe and do 375, and then we'll generate a number. And from here, we will take this number. Wow, this is slow and agonizing. Right. And we'll take that number. We'll put it in here. 134.
That's suspenseful.
And then we'll get the link, and then we'll ask Travis to take a look at the following channel that is called Money in the Markets. What do we have here, Travis?
Yeah, I've seen videos and channels like this before where it's just the graphs and stuff in the background. So we might look at that and go, oh, it's not good. No, that's actually what works in this particular niche. And this is the type of content that needs to be updated pretty regularly. A lot of times, a couple times, either a day or certainly once every day or whatever the case may be, because as the market changes, you need to be able to make moves. So I don't know if this person's giving advice or they're just kind of commentating on what's happening during the course of the day. I think that's a big deal as well. If you're just commenting on what's happening on the day, you maybe don't need to show yourself unless you're trying to become an expert. Like, it's a weird thing. If you're trying to become an expert, you should show yourself. If you're just kind of commenting on what's happening and maybe showing what's happening, then graphs are fine. But regardless of what it is, your thumbnail should give an indication of what they're going to see in the video. And it looks like this is mainly going to be a very graphically intensive video.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the idea is sound of the graphs and going in directions, but the execution is too excessive. It feels like you're trying to tell the story of everything that happened for the stocks on a certain day with all of the text. I feel as if what you need is a graph, maybe an arrow, and a single word, whether it be bullish or product release or something that kind of hints at why the stocks were going up or down. Because I ain't going to spend 20 seconds reading everything here about the Apple M1 chip. I think all you would need here is a graph going up and the M1 chip, and that would be enough to communicate that Apple stocks have been going up because of this recent announcement, and then I can learn everything else in the video itself, unless people disagree with me.
No, I completely agree with that, because first of all, the text is way too small. And there's way too much of it, so I totally agree. They could be much, much simpler. I would actually take it as far as I know they're trying to show like how like the graph, how the graph is low and then it's slowly steady climbs. I would zoom that in even more, so I would tighten it up, zoom it in more, make the graph bigger on the thumbnail itself. Put the arrow, put whatever logo for whatever company, and leave out all the other stuff, and then let people get the context in the video. Don't give them everything in the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, I just don't know who this channel's for. And I'm not the kind of person who looks at a lot of this stuff, so it's not super fair of me to say that, but are we just going to see the graph kind of change over time? Am I going to learn something out of it, information on stocks and options? So is that...
I guess what you're arguing here, Dan, is that that's not enough information. Is it for people who are seasoned veterans who are looking to make seven figures, or am I getting into the stock market for the very first time?
I'm wondering, am I going to learn about stocks I should be paying attention to and invest in, or are we just going over things that happened in the stock market that look kind of cool and interesting?
Yeah.
And in that case, like, I guess if that's the case, because that's what it feels like, who's the audience for that? Are there other channels doing it successfully? I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. But the most successful channels I've seen in the stock category were the ones that were trying to explain, hey, if you're new to investing, here's things you should be paying attention to. Here's things you can jump on now, and so on and so forth. And if this person's paying this much attention to the stock market, I bet they could probably create content like that.
Yeah, I guess maybe theoretical profit and loss might be interesting here, because I have this thumbnail here that says Tesla gets added to the S&P 500 and how you can profit. And then there's a number there. But where are all other connections here? I mean, does this surge in the spike mean that I could have gained 300% on my investment? Or is it like 10% on my investment? You are right in that I feel as if there's just missing gaps. Instead of all of this text, you could have told something a lot more clear and succinctly than what's being told in the thumbnail and the title right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Well, that is money in the markets. Good luck on the future of your channel, and we will move to the next channel, which is going to be a gaming channel this time. So here we go. Everyone take a quick 5-minute break while we wait for the food to be removed from the plates. And it's channel 148. 148. So this is a gaming channel now that we're auditing, and we'll flip between the two for the next hour or so. Oh, not that. 148. I think this channel we may have looked at before.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
That name looks familiar. Row Aviation. I think we looked at this channel maybe last week.
Yeah, this was a Roblox animation channel, aviation channel, where they were looking at different.
Oh yeah.
So okay.
Well, I think very quickly would say you've not done anything with your thumbnails. Last week.
I want to say you've done none of the things pertaining to our advice.
Whatever we said, and I can't remember what we said, you've not done any of it.
Well, we talked about how you could use airplanes and stuff, I think, in the thumbnails, and it doesn't. I guess right now it doesn't feel like you're always going on about this row aviation game or what have you. Clearly you're doing live streams of it, but you're making the titles all exactly the same. There's no custom thumbnails, which is still important with live streams. You know, it's a feature of YouTube. I think you should take advantage of it. I think you should go back and watch our previous audit, because I'm guessing past Rob, Dan, and Travis, their advice held up pretty well. Yeah,
let's move on then. Let's not just repeat ourselves on that one, since it looks as if nothing too much has changed on that channel. And it's going to be channel 189 now. This is a non-gaming channel that we're looking at here. And it says pilot. Who's a pilot?
You pay attention, row aviation.
And so...
No, it's actual aviation.
Which state is this then for you Americans?
Loser. That's Indiana, right?
All right. All right, aviation information and vlogs. Is that all your videos? I'm just checking. Yeah, so we don't have much here to look at, so more content would be great. Maybe that's challenging right now because, I don't know, maybe you're not able to fly due to certain restrictions in your area. The view counts are very, very positive. Like, for a channel that's got less than 200 subscribers, for your first 6 videos to all get 250 plus views is fantastic. So there's definitely an audience for your stuff.
I would probably take different pictures. So obviously there's a couple here that the thumbnail's exactly the same, minus they.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, but you're in the air. Take some pictures from the air.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Plus,
the other thing is,
kind of like,
you can stick a GoPro like on the side of one of these things, and as long as you're not going. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can just roll down the window and put a GoPro out the thing and just. Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry. I wonder. This kind of feels like a vlog channel, and they just happen to own an aircraft, which is, or maybe they rent them. It's really cool. I wonder if you could kind of similar to other vlog channels. Oh, okay, that's even better. Progress on getting your pilot's license.
Yeah.
Could you take us through that journey a little bit more? Could you show us the steps? From not knowing anything about aviation, talk about the classes you had to take, talk about the training involved. Could you also do some more beginner level things like how to perform an inspection, maybe if fueling is a thing, how to fuel your plane, like different things like that, like taking care of an aircraft, And then you can have plenty of time to do these different vlogs and things where you just kind of, bring you and your family and fly around.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at the engagement. It's like 600 views, 20 likes, 30 comments. Again, it feels as if there might be a little outside external view influence there, potentially. Would we all agree that the text the creator is using on the thumbnails isn't usually what you would use? It's kind of almost Sanskrit thin font.
Yeah.
Usually needs to be a bit fatter and punchier so that we can read it. Especially avoid red text if you can.
Yeah, for me, the text is not readable at all. Really, consistency comes down, and I'm sure they can be a little bit difficult, but there's always ways to find other content to make. So like, even if we're doing it once a month when they can fly, there's got to be other topics that they can talk about in between then, especially if they're trying to get licensed or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
What's the process, how to get started, things of that nature. What are your pre-flight checks, anything that you've learned. So there's always ways to get into it.
For the small sample size of a channel, I mean, there's definitely a lot of potential here. I mean, many other channels would be really reaching out and begging for hundreds of views in the first few videos.
Yep.
Loading a plane is also a thing too. You gotta be careful about how you load and weight distribution. And there's like so many little things you could teach that, you had to learn through your training, and you could bring some of those lessons pretty quick, I think, to your YouTube channel and mix it up.
Yep.
All right, then. So we hope to be seeing you dangling out the side of your plane, trying to get a perfect GoPro shot in the near future. The computer's frozen. There we go. My computer froze for a second then, so I don't know if anybody said anything.
Hashtag Savage made me do it.
Next channel is 166. This is a gaming channel. Yes, it is. Gaming channel we're looking at next. And they are called Yash Fps. So let's see what we have here.
Oh, man.
Oh, they sent them a video link.
Oops.
Let's hope that is... Yeah, there we go. We can look at the channel now. Fortnite. That's what I see. Not many videos just yet. And very consistent posting schedule. Certainly with the gaming channel, we want to see maybe a couple of videos a week if we can. Thumbnails need a lot of work.
What kind of channel is this?
Yeah, it looks as if it's going to be a Fortnite channel, Travis, but they've barely got started.
Yeah, a lot of our general gaming advice hopefully has been helpful to you throughout the day. Get some thumbnails, get a cadence, teach people stuff. The videos titled really, really simply aren't going to rank really well when you're a new channel. All that stuff.
Here's where I'm going to direct you. I'm going to direct you to, if I can find it. Do we have it here, Dan? How to start a gaming channel and crush YouTube. We've got 30 videos on the topic. Make sure you check all of them videos out, and they will hopefully put you in good stead for your channel. We'll pick a next one, which is going to be a non-gaming channel, and this is channel 11. Let's see what we have here. Joe's Day. All right, let me get a link for that. And let's see what we have. All right, so I think this is either a Japanese channel or a Chinese channel. I'm sorry, I can't read the language. And so this is one of these where we have to try and maybe work out what the content is about purely from the thumbnails and what they're illustrating here. So I think this is a personality / educational channel of some kind. Maybe about language, maybe not. What do you guys think?
Maybe about YouTube. I saw one about shorts.
So this is, I can see study English there, just in that thumbnail.
I agree. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It almost seems like they might be an education channel.
All right. I do have a translation button, so I will translate it in just a sec. So any thoughts before we look at the translations that YouTube's going to attempt for us?
No, we just don't have any context.
Yeah, I'm kind of thrown off on this one.
Okay, so in short, when we think about context, we feel as if thumbnails should almost have a bit of a universal language to them, in that irrespective of what language you speak, you should be able to get some idea of what the content is about, because even in a person's native language, they're going to they're going to get that light bulb moment even quicker. So perhaps more illustration of what they're talking about may be helpful here. So I'm going to try and translate it now. We'll see what it is. Japanese, the language. So it looks to be about English, learning to speak English.
Yeah, I was thinking it was something like that, based on kind of some of the text in the thumbnail. It's but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to know before that. I like that a lot of them are shorts.
So they're trying to jump into that space as quickly as possible, which is good to see.
So when we talk about thumbnails and having a lot of text, this is one of those exceptions, I think, since it is a foreign language channel about speaking another language. Text is a good representation of that. But yeah, what we should do a search.
Let's have a. Let's see if we can find some good thumbnails. Don't study English in Vancouver. What's Vancouver done to the world of English? I don't think these are particularly good thumbnails, if I'm quite honest.
Oh, no. The ones where they're standing in front of like a whiteboard or something, that's like, okay, I'm teaching you something. I'm going to be standing in front of a classroom. That's kind of interesting.
I always feel as if the easiest way to communicate that a video is about language is to include national flags, and then maybe some like maybe one descriptive word, and then maybe in a native one. That kind of works. But maybe I perhaps might be able to simplify that. I do admit there. So would you agree then that if there are shorts here, including shorts in the thumbnail is maybe a little distracting, because it makes me think that the channel is trying to tell me about YouTube shorts rather than learning a language?
Yeah, that confused me for sure. The hashtag shorts only matters in the title or description.
Yeah.
So, and plus, the only people who are going to see the thumbnail are ones on native YouTube. The
Correct.
people who find us via shorts aren't even going to see it.
Correct.
But this is a bit of a tough one. I think maybe the titles are too specific. If I just had to venture a guess, you're trying to teach someone who speaks Japanese English. Are you getting too much into the weeds on how you're teaching this? Like easy ways to say much and many,
versus study English in 5 minutes a day. The spectrum of what we're trying to learn in a language there is it's what one's like learn to speak English in 5 minutes, the entirety of the English language, and then the other one is going in very much into the specifics of just 2 words.
We're talking about 2 words versus I think these should be more broad. I think you should be teaching a concept rather than just a couple of different words and their translations.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my advice.
Do you think it might help if there was just like a flag on a thumbnail to indicate that you're learning English, but it's for a Japanese audience? Again, I don't know if I'm just trying to oversimplify things.
I like the flag idea. But yeah, how often can you really... Or is that going to get sort of kind of thumbnail wallpaper after a while?
I'll pass it on to Jeff and Travis if you have any final thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next channel.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a way to really make it for them. Like if it's, let's say, if it is Japanese and you're teaching Japanese people how to speak English, then there's got to be a way to sort of convey that, because you don't want to just be a general, learn how to speak English. It may not apply to you. So niche into that. I mean, maybe he's already doing that. But it's just tough for me to say. But that's why I do like the idea of flags in there, something that make it like unbelievably obvious what it's about. But yeah, it's a little bit tougher for me though. I'm not too familiar with the language channels.
Let's go into more memes of the week, Dan.
I found one I really like.
Okay, let's see if we all agree. Ooh, wow. Well, there you go. On fire. Okay. Well, there you are, Jeff. That's your first meme.
Hey,
that one
had to happen eventually.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah. All right. Are we going to do that one?
That was the one.
All right, that's the one. Let's
Yep.
try Apple. This has to be a channel about Apple products, surely. Oh, my phone is going. Does somebody just want to take this? And I'll answer my phone.
All right. Let's try Apple.
Yeah. That was such a good meme, and now I want to say these thumbnails are very text heavy.
Yeah.
We don't have Rob to scroll down.
Yep. Keep going, Dan. You're doing a great job.
right.
Well, I'm sorry. I was a bit distracted there. iPhone Series 12. How many videos have we done on iPhone Series 12? Just the one? You guys are more of the tech guys. I'm just rambling. I apologize.
Keep going, Dan. Doing a great job.
You're just like enjoying this, aren't you?
I think it's great. Keep going.
Foreign language channel about iPhones, and you want me to break this down? I'm protesting now.
You got this. You got it, man. You're almost there. Keep going.
Let's see.
It is weird. What's this text in the thumbnail? Is everything else is English?
Hey, now see, there you go. You picked up on something. There we go. I knew you'd get there. What do you think about that, Dan?
I think it's misleading and confusing.
I agree with you, Dan.
And I miss Rob.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh, you missed it all.
Shenanigans.
Nothing.
Right, have we actually talked about Let's Try Apple then or not?
Oh no, I want you to talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
We made him talk about it the entire time.
What, Dan?
Believe it or not.
All right then, Travis, since this is a tech channel, do you want to add something useful?
The one thing I'll
to the
say is,
conversation?
we noticed there's Arabic in there along with English, and obviously that's kind of a weird thing to do because you're only speaking in one of the languages, generally speaking, unless you are speaking in one and closed captioning in the other. Whatever language you're speaking, just make that the text and everything. Just keep it there. I just try to keep it simplified. But yeah, covering the newest stuff, iPhone 12 and everything, that's great. Way too much text in the thumbnail overall anyway. So if you look at other tech thumbnails, you will see they will not look like this at all. So I would recommend kind of taking a look at those and maybe altering your thumbnails somewhat.
I would always still counter argue that we in the Asian market, which I think this channel is probably an Indian channel, or well, let's check where they're from. It doesn't say anymore. I thought you used to tell us where the country was based.
It does. There it is. You just saw it. You were looking right at it.
Was I just
Scroll down under details.
yeah, sorry, it's there. Yeah, so these channels always do seem to gravitate towards the sort of mixed language in their thumbnails, because I think so many people speak English as a second language in the countries.
Yeah,
but
why bother?
But you do raise a point of what if this creator did something a little different and tried these more westernized thumbnails perhaps in their content, and maybe that would be more impactful.
I mean, they're doing good views per
yeah, certainly.
Like they're doing well.
For a channel that started 2 months ago and is a tech channel, to be getting hundreds of views is already really fantastic progress. And it looks as if they've really planted their flag in the ground and they're going for Apple and nothing else.
Yep. Well done. Well done. You actually can grow pretty solidly just doing Apple content.
So it looks as if they're sort of semi-niche within iPhones is how to purchase them, because I keep seeing which model should I buy, how to buy a used iPhone. So maybe not going too much into like the apps or the OS or anything. So it almost like feels as if they have that niche within that niche already. Jeff, I'll just ask you if you have any final words on this.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself there. But yeah, no, the same thing. I mean, essentially, it's going to be the thumbnails are way too wordy for me. So let's look at the very first one where it's Apple iPhone 12 series, what people think. I would have removed all that. I would have had one word, thoughts. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just, I mean, really kind of simplify it. And I get what they're doing because I've spoken with channels like in India and stuff where they're looking at their traffic. They're looking at where a lot of their traffic's coming from.
Right.
And
okay.
that's why they're putting the language in the thumbnails.
Interesting.
And that's because basically from what one of them had explained to me was that SEO wise, search was doing better when he would do his titles in English, but then his thumbnails would do better when he would put text in Hindi. So that's sort of the strategy behind what that person was doing.
Did you ever get into the demographics of like where the people were actually watching from? Were they getting a westernized audience, so to speak, or it was just a case of the text would influence if they get more views or from India and Pakistan, where I assume they're targeting.
Yeah, I mean, even then, even though they were putting the text or the titles in English, I think he had said something like 80% of his traffic was coming from India.
Right.
He was an Indian channel, so
Mm-hmm.
and the thing is, his content is spoken in English. He narrates in English.
Right.
So yeah, it was very interesting how that works. But enough people speak English. So
okay, and Dan, to summarize, what did you say about this channel? What did I miss? Nothing. All right, fine. Okay,
we broke Dan. We broke him.
All right. So Dan, now that you're broken, is there any more that you want to? I don't understand that.
No, I picked last time.
All right,
It got me in trouble.
Shall we pick anything else here then, guys? There's some really good ones.
There are some really good ones.
What's the latest stuff again, real quick?
All right. Okay. Let's go to the top.
And then we can do random.
Interesting. Oh, let's just pick this one. And then we'll move back to a random channels. This is Dank Cube.
Oh, look. 25,000 subscribers.
All right.
hey.
So this, remember when we started calling channels Dank channels like 6 months ago? Did this creator just decide to create a channel that embraced the dankness and they've come out with all of its success? This is going to be really difficult to audit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can tell already.
Well, here's the thing. We get channels like this sometimes where they just want to make memes. They just want to make like hilarious content. And we never really know what exactly to tell them other than can you cover more trending topics? I think every channel that considered themselves a dank meme channel can learn something from this channel.
Is that how you're pitching it, Dan? Like
yes,
other channels,
25,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of really healthy view counts.
So, I mean, KSI has been something that they've done well with in terms of reactions or looking at Reddit stuff. And Logan Paul, I think, was another one. Sorry, Jake Paul was another one that they're picking up here. I mean, Travis, Jeff, you occasionally come across these channels. Maybe do you any auditing? Silence says no. Okay.
I have not had the pleasure of a dank memes channel, but from what I'm looking at here, it looked like he had this thing with KSI, and looks like KSI reacted to maybe one of his videos, and that's when his views might have started jumping up.
Right.
But maybe, I don't know if that traffic's died down, but
so it's playing into popular YouTubers, perhaps maybe getting them to react to his content or her content is one direction there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, KSI, whenever I see KSI in the title, I mean, I don't necessarily want to suggest that this channel should become the KSI fan club meme channel, but that's where the audience is sort of naturally going to,
and
whilst they experiment with other stuff.
That thumbnail is way different compared to the rest. Like, that one's very professional, like a designer made it, versus all the other ones.
Which one's that? Sorry, Jeff?
The 15K, the KSI video. If you look at it, it's very different from everything else he's doing. I just scroll down a little bit.
Where can I?
Right there. So KSI, subscribe to me. Look at that thumbnail style.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else, it's like somebody else did it. So, and then I mean, the proof's in the pudding there.
Final words from Travis, and they're going to be good ones. Get ready for this. Strap yourselves in. Travis, go.
I like KSI.
All right, thanks. Let's move on to the next channel. This is going to be let's go with a gaming channel here. It's going to be channel 34.
All right, come on, gaming channels.
Let's see what we've got here. This channel is called Mr. Cube, but it's a gaming channel. Does that mean it's going to be about Tetris? That's the only cube game I can think of. Right. It's about BTS covers of Among Us. Consider me confused. Huh?
I like
yeah.
I've seen something similar to this before.
Oh, then tell us more, Jeff. You're the expert. Go ahead.
No, so what I've seen is what I'm referring to is what they're doing here is Among Us, BTS are highly trending topics on YouTube. So I've seen other animation channels where what they've done, well, it's an animation, maybe not gaming, but an animation channel, what they were doing was they were making animated versions of the most popular songs on the YouTube trending music tab. And they were just nailing views. Like it was crazy amount what they were doing. They were using Blackpink, they were using BTS for K-pop side, a lot of modern hip hop, and they were turning it into like a video game.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now, Jeff.
So,
All
but
of
maybe
these modern music phrases, it's lost on me.
But that's what it looks like what I'm seeing here, because I'm seeing Among Us, I'm seeing BTS. So this is probably, I'm assuming this might be what they're doing. They're leaning into highly popular trending topics and bringing them into their own niche.
A lot of these are YouTube shorts, I'm noticing as well, until they started doing these BTS covers, I think. It should obviously require a longer length of video. But yeah, Mr. Cube seems to be finding his place as the BTS meme, the Among Us meme site, mostly with YouTube shorts.
Interesting.
I do feel as though these thumbnails are a bit busy in general.
Yeah, but again, I mean, is it a mute point? Because, I mean, it is and it isn't, Dan, as you well know from your video that got 100,000 views off of YouTube Shorts, even though it was designed to be YouTube Shorts. So maybe some simplification of the thumbnails if a creator wants to continue to do that. But they're all letterboxed anyway, so they need to stretch them out a little bit too.
Yeah. If I were to just recommend areas of improvement, is anyone else doing this currently? It was a thing a while back, like Jeff said, but is that like a thing that's still happening?
I don't know.
Is it one of those situations where they're a little bit late to the party? Is kind of what I'm getting at.
I think I wouldn't say they're late to the party, given that. That was 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? So maybe in that sense, maybe this mini trend has already moved on. Final words to Travis. Go.
I like Among Us.
Right, next one. This is going to be a non-gaming channel, this one. It's channel 160. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Golden Brown Rose, I think, was the name of the channel. All right. And you are a drawer, a decorator, painting, and more. And that's kind of reflected in your channel banner, which looks pretty cool. However, what I will initially say is that I don't think this style and design is translating too well into your thumbnails, but you are a newcomer to YouTube. So let's start with Travis on this one. What do we think of Golden Brown Rose?
Golden brown. It's like 3 colors. I don't know what am I getting out of this channel? It's a YouTube banner art tutorial. Okay. Classic projects. My lovely dearie show and tell. Okay, so it's someone just starting out, just trying to do different things. No particular direction. Now, I don't know. There's a couple ways of looking at this. Number one, you could look at it like they just don't know what they're doing. They need to come up and they need to, niche down. Or it could be that they're experimenting, trying to see what pops and then double down on that. That I agree with. If that's what you're doing, great. But I think it says artistic side, tracing.
Here we go, Travis. Go to town on that.
Room decorating, holiday decorating, small DIYs, vision board. Okay, so there is a kind of overall thing to that. But what kind of videos have you released that are around that type of thought? Banner art, okay. To show and tell. I don't know what that means though. Profile picture, kind of. I think the thing is you're going to want to give to people before they're going to be interested in what you like and do. So if you want people to watch and really kind of engage, you need to give before you get. So show people how to do that. Show how to make their banner the best, how to make their avatar the best, how to make, something easy, something that looks difficult but easy in 5 minutes. Like give them, and then they'll come back. I will say this to your advantage, your name's going to be easy to remember and spell, which is great.
True, that is true. Yeah, there's a memorable channel name already.
Yeah. Maybe even have like a logo that's a golden brown rose. I don't know. In the banner. It's like, how do you make a golden brown rose? That would be, I don't know. Someone can do it. I guarantee someone in chat probably can do it.
I would say regarding the thumbnails that they don't really look or feel like thumbnails. I don't know if they are. Maybe some of them look a bit like freeze frames almost in one sense. As usual with designing creative elements of things. We kind of want to see the finished article or something that's in the middle of being created. Just as an example, the YouTube banner channel art, the channel banner is there, but it's so difficult to see. I'm having to use a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd want like it zoomed in with the YouTube logo above it and an arrow pointing to it saying channel banner. So I instantly know what we're talking about here. Whereas there's so many little extra text. I mean, there's things up there, 2 pink boxes, are so small that even with my magnifying glass, I don't know what they say. Yeah. So is that there as well?
Totally.
And let's move on to the next channel since nobody else is talking. It's going to be a gaming channel next. And this channel is going to be called 159. Well, it's not called 159. It's actually 159 in the list.
You don't know. You haven't typed it in yet.
True. Well, it's actually called Waslow Goslow, Dan. I think. So this channel is a Star Wars channel. We were talking about Star Wars just before we went live, actually. About Jedi Fallen Order. Is it a Star Wars channel, though?
Not always.
Some Among Us stuff in here.
Marvel Realm of Champions? I haven't even heard of that game.
No, neither have I.
And then Among Us as well. And then Star Wars. And
yeah, this isn't really a Star Wars channel, is it? It's okay, it was here for a little bit. On Battlefront Front 2.
So if we've done a pivot away from Star Wars now, we're testing different games, trying to see what works, what doesn't, it's time to update that channel banner.
Yeah, which currently looks like that.
You know, your name and stuff, totally fine. It's the icon and channel banner need to be updated so people subscribing to your channel, don't get confused like we are. I think, let me see here. I think there should be more, like, I see this Realm of Champions is like really caught me off guard because I want to know more about it. You could be doing more tips, tell us what it is, review the game, do things like that, because I've certainly never heard of it. I'm very interested in it, and there you go, how to download. Do more stuff like this.
Is Star Wars the one with Mr. Spock?
No, it isn't, Travis. That's Star Trek.
What about Iron Man? Is he in Star Wars?
He is not, from my understanding, no.
Is the Mandalorian in Star Wars?
Yes, he is. Well done. You got that one right.
Okay, that's good.
In any case, once you run some tests, figure out which game you want to play and stick to it for a while. If you're going to brand your channel around it, just make sure you're in it for the long haul. Otherwise, you're more of a variety channel, and I'm sure you've heard our advice on that.
Let's just quickly look at this then. We've got Star Wars Contest of Champions. We've got Marvel Contest of Champions, Among Us, Star Wars Squadron, and I don't know what that is. Another Contest of Champions. So the usual thing, perhaps too many games. It feels as if your strongest game content right now is the Marvel Realm of Champions. God, there's so many of champions in this channel. I'm getting a little lost, which is, I guess, one reason why the channel is maybe doesn't have that focused. So there you are, Waslow Goslow. That's your channel. Jeff, I forgot to mention that we do sort of pass over the last 15 minutes to Savage. So I'm not going to say things go in any sort of direction other than down. But Savage pays for this time every single week, Savage. And we do have some students as usual.
Yes, of course.
There are 15. That's a low number.
That's a low number because you don't promote it anymore. And that's okay. It's all right. Because these get one-on-one consultations from the Savage Man.
True.
Let's go to number 7. Someone in the middle. Let's see what number. All right.
So the first Savage Audit, which I will stress is a slightly alternative approach to channel auditing, and vidIQ does not support or condone any of the words that are about to come out of Savage's mouth about Animal Science TV.
Animal Science TV. I love animal science. I love pigs and I love chickens, and that's because I love bacon and chicken fillet is really why. I love fish too, fish fillet mostly. Let me take a look at what this says. It's hard for me to see. Hold on. Now I can see. Okay. Live channel update rebrand to Animal Science TV. What were you before? So you rebranded to Animal Science. That's a heck of a day right there. How did we miss that? What was that, a month ago, 5 months ago? Good goobly goo. Let me take a look. Let me see what else is here. We got some Quartum Supremacy. I'm sure 145 people really watched that. I'm sure they did. This is my face when I believe something that I see. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe anyone will watch Quantum Discovery. I don't think that's a thing. Then lastly, but not leastly, good goob. Look,
He's lost my words, Savage.
I don't even. This is giving me an aneurysm just reading this channel. It hurt my brain. Let's turn this off. You know those warnings they have at the beginning of things, like when they flashing lights and give people a thing that makes aneurysm. That's what this channel should have. Is like, you might get triggered if you come to this channel.
Viewer discretion is advised, eh?
Good God, yeah. Let's get out of here. This is,
do you want another student?
Yeah, why not? Let's go to 15.
All right then.
Good. My God, my eyes went sideways.
Student 15 here.
Let's see if I was coming or going. I don't know what's going on here.
Let's take a look at. Well, there you go then.
There you go. They got canceled. I love it. Thank you. My first Savage student that actually deleted their channel like I told them to do. I appreciate you. You would have an A now. You have an A for
Let me just check that. I'll just check that again. Has this channel been cancelled
so
in the
happy.
time of submitted?
Finally, someone has deleted their channel. I'm so happy. I've never been so excited in my life. Okay, go to the one before that. That's great.
All right, yeah, so we'll go to channel 14. Let's do
That's
that.
the first person to graduate the Savage Academy. They
that screenshot right there is a certificate, isn't it, of Savage graduation.
It is.
Grayson Gobel, I think.
Grayson Goebel. So boring. I'm glad you had to say it because I wasn't going to say it. I was going to be nice to you. But yes, so boring. And let's not. I totally agree. Let's not, because it's so boring. We are on the same page, Grayson. I never in my life have I seen something like this. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw something so messed up, I was a little tipsy when I made dinner with some baked beans and some leftover fried chicken, and it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a good, with some curry on top. It wasn't a good thing. Let me tell you, it was a hot mess, both coming in and going out. I don't know. Let me see. Bring back the 80s. I agree with this, except for the 90s. I would like to bring the 90s back when music was actually music. Today, nowadays, I don't know what people are doing. They're mumbling into some stuff, and they think it's music. Rob, do you listen to the music nowadays?
I confess I have not listened to music ever in my life.
Well, don't worry. They haven't been making music since the 90s. I don't know what they're doing right now, but it's not music. So anyway, Grayson, thank you so much. You should do what the last person did, delete your channel and keep it moving.
Thank you there, Savage. Let's go back to some normal channel audits, I think, for a little while so we can get Jeff back into this before he realizes he's made a terrible mistake coming onto his live stream. And the channel is 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I've already audited that channel. How cool is that? Let's try and pick another number. Let's see what we get here. We've got 252.
Like it's slower every time.
It does seem to be. It's like teasing me. Catch This is the channel we're going to audit next. And it looks a little like this. Oh, it must be about baseball. Has to be. Cool. Look at this. Baseball tutorials, and look at how popular the view counts are. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, they're leaning into how-to, and it's a smart strategy for a channel trying to grow, especially if you are an expert in that field. So it makes a lot of sense, and I like the fact that the thumbnails appear to be screen grabs.
With text lobbed on top.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but it seems like it's working okay for them when they don't get too wordy with it, like where they have improve catcher pop time. The one next to it is a bit too wordy, but when they like catcher drills, perfect. So stuff like that definitely works. Simpler the better from the looks of it, because even some of the ones that kept it simpler seems like they have better view numbers too. So yeah.
I think the thumbnails, just due to the colors that you're going to see in these thumbnails with the greens and the reds, I think they contrast quite well. So I think there's an opportunity here to maybe work with these thumbnails a little bit more if you can. I would also maybe suggest getting a better camera or just some way to better light yourself and the action, because I think in a lot of these the text is kind of blowing out your positional, the positions you're taking here. Like this one, you're doing something sort of interesting as a position, as a catcher, and maybe I want to know why. Whereas this one here, you're in a crouch position, but the text kind of destroys maybe the drill that you're trying to show. Another one here, when you're on a tire, just like zoom yourself right in here and just show you squatting on the tire, I think would be far more effective. But in terms of the community and the momentum, that's really strong. We're just feeling as if you improve these thumbnails, that's going to just mean more people are clicking on the content, which is really good to see. Definitely some sort of pivot here when they were talking about Jeeps and trucks a few years ago, and now they're all baseball. Dan, anything you could maybe add here?
I mean, talk about niching down, not just about baseball, but catching specifically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really cool. I think once you tire of catching, you could niche out to other concepts of baseball if you were to continue.
Throwing, for example.
What? Throwing?
Running?
Another channel. You use another channel for throwing. I mean, this is the catching channel.
Yeah.
Don't catch this. I mean, come on.
I don't know how many drills you could possibly do if the techniques
Chewing
change
tobacco?
over time.
That's another thing to do in baseball,
I don't
isn't it?
sports a whole lot, but I'm just trying to imagine a strategy down the road. What do you do a year from now? And I think it's so cool that you're starting in such a very niched category with such good views.
Yeah, very, very good. Well done. Let's just sort by most popular. Is a standout video here, which you can maybe just double down on. Yeah, so more technique and footwork skills, perhaps. Is it catching drills? Does every single title have catcher drills in? Let me just quickly search for that. Catcher drills. Is there any correlation there? Maybe not. No, I don't think there is. All right, but well done, Catchface. Really nice channel. I mean, if Travis was here, he would say that you got a good, memorable channel name for which really explains what your channel is about without any sort of almost need for a value proposition. This is a good example of where just that image plus that channel name kind of tells you all you need to know about the channel, which is really good work. Let's have a look at maybe one more gaming
Isn't
channel.
your maximum number supposed to go up? And there like over 400 people to submit?
All right, okay. Savage, you're actually doing some logistics here.
I just wanted you to know I pay attention sometimes.
All right, I'll try and do that for the next ones. Good point. This is going to be Wizard of Woz channel. So let's take a look at that. That's just my copy and paste not working as usual.
I mean, we've never seen that before.
Yeah, I know. Look, you can see me highlight it. You can probably hear me pressing the buttons.
Fake news.
There we go. Wizard of Woz. All right. Is this like a video game?
I feel like we're in
NFL
Vegas when I look at
cards
this.
game? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very reminiscent of gambling and casino thumbnails.
So do you think that's a good way to tie into? This looks like the NFL equivalent of like FIFA 21 cards. I guess it's Madden 21 card gaming.
Possibly.
Yeah, it looks to be. So yeah, I like the niche that they've chosen. I don't think I've ever seen a channel based on this. I like I will actually say this is an example where I like the text because it's big, it's punchy, and it's kind of designed in a way that matches the style of content. And then when you do have graphics on there, you're sort of using an arrow to guide the eye a little bit. What do you think, Dan and Jeff? Do you agree with this, or do you think they're a little too complicated?
It's themed well. I agree with you.
Yeah. No, I like the way it looks. I like the color choices for it. It makes it easy to see. This is obviously going to be easy to read on mobile as well.
Yeah.
The only thing is sometimes they're running into that timestamp, which is only going to get worse on mobile.
Yeah.
We have to be mindful of that. But aside from that, I mean, I like what they're doing. I don't know if they're making these themselves, or if they hired somebody, but yeah, I mean, this is, obviously they kind of have an idea of what they're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I guess, how long has the channel been going? That's maybe an interesting question. Wow, this is all from like 4 months ago. It's just showing how much time and effort you have to maybe put into these videos and how many videos you have to make. It's almost as if this channel perhaps did a dry run on this content up until the point that the game was actually released. And they've nailed down the thumbnails and the strategy.
Yeah. It's a smart move. I mean, it's a smart play because
It's doing really well. Yeah.
you can establish yourself. I spoke with a channel who knew that certain games were going to come out for PS5, on this latest release.
Yeah.
So they started with theory behind those games. So we're talking about this, and every week he was dropping a video. And then by the time the console came out and the game came out, his channel was already established for that keyword. So as soon as he dropped his first video of actual gameplay, the video did exceptionally well.
Almost like using the off season really intelligently to prepare for when searches are going to be happening.
Yep.
I think the one thing I will suggest to this channel is that it looks as if maybe 2/3 of your videos perform really well, like over 1,000 views, but then you have these occasional duds that, like, why did this one get 250 views? Why did this one only get 400 views? Versus all of the good other stuff that's performing well. I don't know if it's like the titling, or maybe it's just something that's a little more off topic that's maybe not working. Just as an example here, this one here, which kind of starts in the same fashion, guaranteed coin making method, that gets 1,000 views. That one only gets 400 views. Oh, it's a short, so maybe that's why you were experimenting with shorts and that didn't work. So yeah, I think just maybe picking out what isn't quite working on your channel, trimming that out, and doubling down on the stuff that really works. But fantastic channel. I think you're doing really well in your little niche. So well done to you. And now then, so I need to change this, don't I? Let's put it up to 450 as suggested by Savage, and we'll go to a non-gaming channel. And this is going to be channel 294. And Finn's Folks is the channel we have here with 6,000 subscribers. I think we've audited a lot of smaller channels today, which is good for all of you channels just getting into YouTube. So let's have a look at this one. What is this channel about? Hang on. Is this a gaming channel that's masquerading as a non-gaming channel, or is it music?
Sometimes they do games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gaming mix. It's music, and I think they bring games into it sometimes.
Or they're play, unless it's music for gaming.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sometimes music from Rocket League.
All right, we'll allow this then.
Gotcha. Okay.
So music mashups.
Okay.
Now then, it says they've got a 1.5 million views, so I'm thinking there's a couple of videos that are bringing in lots of views. And these are all from more than 3 years ago.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at here is, were those popular games when he... Let me just have a look at that again. Were these popular... No, hang on. I'm in
Rocket League
completely
had a
wrong
big
place now.
update not that long ago. It's free to play now.
What is toe mashup?
I don't know what it is, but
I just don't know anything. I don't know enough about music really, and the only one I recognise is Geometry Dash there, which did really well for them. But I think ultimately, if we're going to give some general advice here, is if you're kind of doing mashups of video game music into your own sort of creative element, we're going to be looking at the games that have recently been released or are trending. So does Among Us have a soundtrack? I don't know. I'm asking a really stupid question because I've never played it. Does anyone know?
Good question.
I think it goes Among Us, us, Among Us, you're sus. This channel's sus, by the way.
All right. So if that is the soundtrack from Among Us, if you can creatively do something with that. But I don't know. I mean, there's a Rocket League one here. That's just some random 2-hour gaming, though. I'm a little bit thrown by the channel here.
Well, the advice I think would be to, like you said, like jump on trending games and whatever else it is you like to mix up, whatever soundtracks you can get your hands on, and just keep it as relevant and current as you possibly can.
I don't know if these music tracks are tied into video games right now.
I'm not sure either. I wish I knew more things.
I wish you knew more things too, Dan. I'm not gonna lie. I've always thought that. You know, the other day I was walking down the street. I was thinking, you know, I wish Dan knew more things. I really thought that the other day.
Yeah.
I went to get my lunch. What are we doing? Let's do another one.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Why? Well, hold on. Can I just say something here?
Sure.
Everything's been under 300 and something. Why don't we get some of these people that are here right now and help them out? Why do we got to do? Why don't you do the number between 300 and 450 or whatever it is? Why don't you do that? Why don't we?
All right.
Why don't we try something different?
Okay, so
I'm trying to help people.
Well, hang on. 198 is going to be pretty irritated now. We've got to do them first.
That's too bad for them. You know what? If they're probably not even here anyway. Savage Shorts. Hashtag Savage Shorts.
I'm taking Savage's advice here, and that's a dangerous game. Merge, is that the name of the channel? 100 subscribers.
I think it's French. Or Swedish. I think it's Swedish. That's what they say in Sweden. Did they say that in Sweden? Merge? I think that's what I don't speak Swedish, but I eat a Swedish pancake though. I do that.
Huh.
And the chat goes wild. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Good point, Savage. Good point.
Oh my gosh.
What game is this?
I see games with guns in them.
It's a bit of Call of Duty.
Rainbow
Zombies.
Six. Are we just? I guess it's a channel that's focused on first-person shooters.
Yeah.
I see some Minecrafty stuff here and there, though. So channel focus. That's my first bit of advice for you.
And more consistent posting schedule as well. You don't seem to post that many videos, like 4 months, huge break, and then like a video a week right now.
A lot of gamers trying live streams today. It's really interesting to see all the live streams we've seen in gaming channels today.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I subscribe to you for Call of Duty and then you play some Minecraft, it's going to be kind of confusing and off-putting. So channel focus.
All right, here we go. So we're picking a channel between 300 and 450. This is 414.
Look at that. It worked.
So we're going into this channel here.
You can send your check to Savage Academy, P.O. Box 4949.
All right, then. So this is Kai and D, a travel vlogging channel. Okay, and they are in New Zealand, which I think is one of the best places to be right now in the world, with very few cases, I think, of COVID, which means that they can do some traveling. So that already gives them a kind of weird advantage here. And with a channel with not that many videos in the last 2 months, approaching 500 subscribers and view counts, that's pretty good going, this, isn't it? Is this a case at the moment where they're sort of benefiting of a weird case of there's not much competition in the travel space at the moment because people simply can't do it?
Is that the upside down country? New Zealand? Is that where they're upside down?
It's on the other side of the world. That is correct, Savage, yeah.
Man, that's amazing. How do they stand? Incredible people, New Zealand people. I got to tell you, I don't know how they stand up straight when they are.
All right. Thanks, Savage.
Oh, man. I think this is a really good start, really strong start for this channel.
Absolutely, yeah.
I will say that this font you're using, especially in the middle, maybe you've already kind of gotten away from it. 2 weeks ago you used it, the Foodie Places one. It is weird blue glow. It's a little bit hard to read. I'd keep it a little more simple if I were to nitpick.
Or just maybe position it better, like put it in one of the corners so it's not quite blowing out like this nice landscape of a mountain and the sea. Do we need to see Queenstown slap bang in the middle of a thumbnail? I would argue potentially not.
Yeah.
They've tried something a little bit different here with a different text of a glacier. That looks a little more artistic, that one.
Yeah, agreed.
Jeff, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you got anything to add on this one?
No, I mean, I kind of see what you're saying because I think New Zealand is one of the few places that you can still sort of, move around semi-freely. As far as I know, I'm not keeping up to date with New Zealand. But that's an interesting question because how is travel viewership right now?
Yeah.
Assuming their traffic sources are outside of the States. I know here, I know for myself personally, I'm not a viewer of travel channels. That's not something that interests me in particular, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of interesting what they're doing because it looks like they were at a festival. I mean, I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the strategy that they're sort of using here, but I agree with the thumbnails. There's not enough contrast with the text versus like, I see when this says be a beach, but it says something above it and I can't read it because it's white text on white clouds.
Yeah.
So there's some like, and then when they have the blue glow that Dan was talking about, when they put the blue glow across blue water or blue sky, it just kind of doesn't work.
I would say that the images that you're capturing are generally good.
Mm-hmm.
The text needs to be placed a little bit better on screen. And when you've got an example of this one where you're saying there's foodie gems and then I can't see any food on the thumbnail, that's going to frustrate me a little bit as well. Because I want to... You're at a farmer's market. I want to know what type of food you're telling me here is going to be a gem that I might want to consume. But a channel that's just started 2 months ago, travel channel, already getting these types of views, is building momentum. I would say just try and continue to create as much content as you can, given this weird situation where not many travel vloggers can really do this right now. And perhaps people in New Zealand are looking to get out and travel. You've got a strange, unique opportunity and continue to capitalize on it. All right, then.
And keep standing upside down because that's definitely going to make you go viral.
Yes.
I still can't understand how they do that.
Savage's advice is turn everything 180, like this channel banner, these thumbnails, turn it all upside down. Apparently so. All right, we have come to the end of this live stream. We went over a little bit, but I'm sure you appreciate it. Thanks, Savage.
God.
All right. Clear off. Get out of my live stream if you're going to be like that.
Let me help these people out. Look, first of all, thank you for joining me today. It's been my pleasure and your pleasure for having my pleasure.
I'm sure it has.
I also would like to say that while the votes did not go my way, I will not concede. I'm sorry. I'm not giving up.
Savage is still not conceding. Wow.
No, I won. If you count all the people who did not vote, I won.
That is technically true.
Exactly. I just want to say thank you to myself for being so excellent. 2021 will be the year of the Savage, where the new YouTube channel will be coming. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared. Prepare your subscribe buttons. It's coming soon.
Thank you, Savage. And there we go. We'll see you all next week. As always, I'm going to do some random shout-outs right now. And they are the following people who are Jojo Dos. Also saying goodbye to... Who else is saying goodbye here? I need some people who are actually saying goodbye. Smokes, who says much love. And Eric V. Occupy. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, if you want to say your goodbyes, we'll shout you out right now. Bookie from Push Music News also there. And Jeff, if you can read the chat, which really goes fast at this point.
Well, I want to give a huge shout out to Doberman Guy, to Xenosaurus, to
Absolutely,
Medina D, for our moderators, for dealing with all the trolls and everybody else in there. But I appreciate you guys being in there and leaving messages and instructions on how to get your channels audited. So much love to all the moderators. Beautiful,
Jeff. Dan, any goodbyes from you?
How about continue this conversation right now? Head over to the vidIQ Discord, vidiq.com/Discord. If you didn't get your channel audited, maybe there's some extra advice folks in our Discord will help you with. Of course, we're not allowing any self-promotion. You can't go in there and be like, look at me, look at my channel. But what you can do is ask for some tips, ask people to help you out, help them out in return. And yeah, there's always a bunch of really knowledgeable folks hanging out in our Discord. I will say bye to a couple people here. Yellow Dragonfly, goodbye to you. Tom Fury, goodbye to you. I almost said Tom Furry, which probably would have been offensive. DCU Studios, goodbye to you. And Chris the Cop, goodbye to you.
And is Savage in the house, or have we got Travis back?
So I want to thank everyone who from the Savage Academy. Let's take a look. Little Pig Plays, I like that name. Reminds me I need to get some bacon. I need to order bacon. DCU Studios is in the house. Do not concede 2021. I appreciate you, DCU Studios. I appreciate you. The TikTok joke's on me. Everyone who watches TikTok, the joke is definitely on you. That's for sure. Medina D, all the way from Sweden with the Swedish pancakes. Appreciate you very much. And of course, John is always family vlog. I hope you vlog about the Savage Man and let people know they can still vote, even though the polls are closed. We only want the legal vote, so make sure that you continue to vote. Thank you very much.
Subscribe to the channel, like this live stream if you haven't already, share this live stream with people who you think may find it useful, and we'll see you all next week. Happy Thanksgiving to those in the US. Bye for now.